This is 50%, half of the answers of yesterday's quiz. Again, the best option is to work during the class period, the whole quiz. We can complete 100%. You have 20 points every day if you want. But if you miss yesterday for any reason, you have here, you can still complete at least half of the quiz by having the answers. You check, you can figure out the other half and try to submit and to answer the whole quiz. You're gonna have a reasonable grade. The more quizzes you submit, the better is going to be your grade. Take a picture of it if you need, or a screenshot, and then we will move to the next topic of today's class. Okay? Ready? Moving on. And let's work here on our chapter 4, polynomials. We are working on polynomials this whole month of January. Polynomials and how to add, how to subtract, how to multiply, divide. We will work a lot on polynomials this month. But the first thing is to understand what means polynomials. What is a polynomial? Yesterday we talked a little bit what is not a polynomial, what is a polynomial, and basic definitions like this. You have here on the screen a polynomial with 3 terms. So each one of this is a term. This is a term. This is another term. And this is another term. Each term is going to have one coefficient. Remember, the coefficient is the number in front. Sorry. The coefficient is the number in front of the term. The coefficient here is 5. The coefficient here is 2. And we can say that the coefficient here is 7 because we can add a variable, for instance, x exponent 0, which is equals to 1. We learned yesterday that we also have exponents, right? We have exponent 2. This is equivalent to exponent 1. This is equivalent to exponent 0. And the degree of each term is the number in the exponent. So the degree of this term here is 2. The degree of this term here is 1. The degree of that term is 0. What about the degree of the whole polynomial? What is the degree of the whole thing, the whole polynomial? Do you remember yesterday we talked about it? The degree of the whole polynomial is going to be the greatest or the lowest? The highest? The highest degree, right? Yes, the highest degree. That means the degree of this whole polynomial here is the highest degree, which is 2. This is the degree of the polynomial. And also we have seen yesterday some special names. Do you remember this? Don't depict the picture. We didn't see this picture yesterday. I brought this picture today to help you remember about the special names. If the polynomial have just one term, it's called a monomial, like the monocycle, monomial. If the polynomial have 2 terms, it's a binomial, like the bicycle, is binomial, the name. And if the polynomial have 3 terms, then we have a trinomial. The pictures here are just a way to remind about the names. Okay, this is a review from yesterday, and we will start now the topic of today's class. Yesterday we also learned how to add polynomials. Remember that? Combining like terms. Today we will work on subtraction of polynomials. And actually you will see the subtraction is not too different from the addition. The only step that is different is this: you have to find first the opposite of one of the polynomials. Do you remember what opposite means? Let's say we have -5. What's the opposite of -5? Let's say we have 2. What's the opposite of 2? Do you remember this? The opposite. If -5, the opposite is going to be +5, right? You have to change the sign to have to find the opposite. You change the sign of the term. The opposite of 2 or +2 is -2. This is how we find the opposite of a number, and to find the opposite of a polynomial, you just have to change the sign of each term. Let's check here a few examples. We have 2 examples here. Find the opposite of this polynomial of letter A. This one here. What's going to be the opposite? Okay. Letter A. The opposite of 5a minus 2b minus c. So go to the first term here. Find the opposite of 5a is -5a. The opposite of -2b is +2b. And the opposite of -c is +c. That means this is the opposite of that polynomial here. Okay? Next one. What is the opposite of -5.5 y exponent 4 minus 2.4 y exponent 3 plus 1.1 y? Let's find out. Check the first term. Find the opposite. -5.5, the opposite is going to be 5.5 y exponent 4. The second term, -2.4, we will change the sign, 2.4, +2.4, y exponent 3. And +1.1, change the sign, -1.1, y. So this is the opposite of that polynomial here. Over there. Question so far? It's pretty straightforward, right? It's kind of simple to find the opposites. Let me know if you have any questions. Type here in the chat box any complaints, any feedback, anything at all, because I need to move on. If you don't tell me anything, you don't give me any feedback, I will move on. But if there's anything that's not clear, just let me know. Now the definition of subtraction. If you have polynomial a and b, then a minus b is going to be the same thing. It's going to be equals to the addition of a plus the opposite of b. That means it's the same thing. To work out the subtraction is the same thing as we have done yesterday, the addition. But first we need to find to change the second polynomial and the subtraction to find the opposites, right? So let's work this example now. Subtract the polynomials, and we have 3x squared plus 2x minus 5 subtracted of 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. What we're going to do here, write down the first polynomial exactly as it is, 3x squared minus 2x minus plus 2x minus 5, and write down the second polynomial as the opposites, negative 4x squared, and the next term is negative 7x, turned into a positive 7x, and the next term is a positive 2 turns into a negative 2. Okay? Now we have to simplify and have to find the like terms to combine, and let's start here finding other terms that have the variable x squared, and we can find here. Find other terms that have the variable x, exponent 1, and we can find right here. And find other terms that have no variable at all, the constant terms, and we find here. 3x squared minus 4x squared is negative x squared. Positive 2x plus 7x is, let me use this, positive 9x, right? And the constant term, negative 5 minus 2, negative 7. Right? Any questions? This is the result of the subtraction. As you can see, the only thing different from yesterday is that you have to find the opposite of the second polynomial. So this polynomial here, after the minus sign, and then you put together all the terms and combine like terms exactly as we done yesterday. Questions? Anything that's still confusing? If you want, you can check the explanation from the book. It's on the bottom, the last slide. It's the same thing, but it's more clean and maybe better to understand for some of you. Tell me, can you move on to the quiz now? Can you practice this? You think you're ready to practice? So the way to solve this is, I think is the best way. You can calculate. You can say A equals X, B equals X plus 1, and C equals X plus 2. That's one way. But I think it's better to try, just guess a few sequences and try it out. Let me see if the sequence is 0, 1, and 2, you're gonna add 0 plus 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 0 times 1 times 2 equals 0. So this is not the answer, no. Let's try another sequence, 2, 3, and 4. If you add 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9, and 2 times 3 times 4 equals 6 times 4, 24. So still no. And we can see that this number grows too much apart from this one. We need smaller numbers, right? To make this closer, this result here, closer to that. And let's try your numbers. I think your numbers are the right ones. Your guesses, 1, 2, and 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6 as well. That means, yes, this is the right answer. And you will answer here on the box 123, okay? 123. This is going to be the right answer on the Microsoft Forms on the box. Chris Diel, Maddie, Kalia, Jacob, Joniel, Keon. Thank you. You're right. You send the right answers. 1, 2, and 3. Keon is going to be the winner today because the first one to send the answer, the correct answer. And thank you for participating. Thank you for sending the message and joining the debate, joining the game. The objective here is to get ready to work on the quiz, get the brain on the mood to work with math. So let's move now to our quiz. Okay, we have two parts. The first one, you have to write the opposite of the given polynomial. And the second part, subtract the polynomial and simplify. Let's check here how to work on the first part. First part is very, very simple. Let's work the letter D. You just have the polynomial and find the opposite. So change the sign of each term. If the term is positive, you're going to write it negative. If the term is negative, you're going to write it positive. And this is the right answer. This is the opposite of the given polynomial. Okay? This for the first part, very easy, simple. For the second part, let's work here on letter G. Subtract the polynomials and simplify. Repeat the first polynomial exactly the way it is. And change the second polynomial using the opposites. Write down here the opposite. The terms that are positive becomes negative, and the terms that are negative becomes positive. Now we have only positives, so this will become also negative. And in the sequence, you're going to combine like terms. So you combine 13z exponent 5. You have to find another term that also has z exponent 5, this one, and you combine. 13 minus 7 is 6, z exponent 5. And another one, you have to find another term that has z exponent 2, or z squared. Negative 1 minus 5, negative 6, z squared. All right, that's it. And Matt is asking, what is the answer for the other question? The first one is to find the opposite. You just change the terms, and this is the answer. Just the polynomial with different sign. Each term with the opposite sign. Okay, Maddie? Okay, thank you. G is here. This is the answer for G. Okay, Kalia? Now I will check real quick the attendance, and then I will get back and we can work together on all the questions if you want. You can complete the whole quiz during our class if you need. Okay. Oops. Have a nice weekend, Iro. Bye-bye, Maddie. Bye-bye, Jacob, Kalia, and Christiel, and also Joniel, Keon. Bye-bye, Joniel. Have a great weekend.